Oh,
Yeah,
snap.
they responded me to the video with the word yes, and then I sent them a message, and then I replied to them and said, "Hey, I wrote you a DM. Check your DMs." And then got this message from Instagram. Your comment has been removed because of spam.
It could be to do with the DM thing, because a lot of people, there's a whole lot of bots and automation tools for sending DMs. And, I did this. It's a fantastic marketing tool back, I don't know, in the before 2010, on forums and stuff. I would join and I would sell products and stuff. And so like the way I sold every month is I would just, like, anybody that posted anywhere that was remotely interested in whatever I was selling, I would just DM them, like crazy. And I made tons of sales that way. That was before there's really any bots to do it. And so that's kind of a big thing. I would just dial back the whole DM thing and put the comment directly, like, try it, right? You're just going to have to try some stuff. So just, yes. Okay, cool. Hey, here's the website. All right, great. Thanks for being interested. And don't DM them or anything. Just don't do it, any DMs, and just put some comments and see if that's what I would do. Like, it's going to be a little bit of trial and error.
Yeah. So I was searching, and then I found this ManyChat I just told in the chat. And there you can, like, automate it. When somebody responds on your video with yes, they will send automatically a DM. So that's cool. But I
Awesome.
doesn't try yet. So I will respond next week.
All right, sweet. Yeah, let us know. Keep us posted on that. Part of it is aggregating that way we can all benefit from everybody else's experience.
I don't know
if
how to
anybody
put
has
my
their
hand up on this.
It's under reactions, the little smiley face thing, I believe. But either way, you can just talk. It's all good.
Okay. My biggest concern right now, I've got a WordPress site, and my whole objective is to obviously do product reviews, publish blog posts on a daily, weekly basis. And I was using ChatGPT originally, and there's obviously plugins that like Snap Prompt or, Harper, all these different GPT plugins. And I'm just trying to work out, I can't use those plugins with the ChatGPT on Shinewr Ranker. And I was trying to see how, I don't mind, I'm going to have to possibly pay for the GPT subscription if I'm doing long form content. I just wanted to ask, when you in content editor and you type in a blog post title, it gives you kind of a short form content out of that title, and then it gives you a score on the far right. You've got all these, right? It will give you a keyword like business, it will give you a keyword object, and then it's got a score 0 to 15. And then you tap that keyword, and it's kind of telling you add this into your blog. So you click that keyword and you press the top right, there's a button, you click it, and it spits out another little paragraph with that specific word that they wanted you to add in. Now, I'm trying to work out, does those, if I would have to click all those keywords on the far right, it will shoot a paragraph for each one, and my score will go up slightly every time. It kind of raises your score because you're adding more words, you're adding more content. Does that make sense? I don't know if I've lost you on the part. I'm trying to work out if you guys have ever written a blog with the content editor. Do you just tap each word to get your score up? And the paragraphs that it gives you, is it in context to the article you're trying to write? Do you know, like adding a keyword in, it sometimes it gives you a paragraph, but I don't know if it's in context to, the original piece it gave you with the blog title.
Yeah, it's a great question. Part of it's going to be a little bit mute because, Jonathan, they're redoing. So Shinewr Ranker is redoing. I don't have the timeline, but I know that we're redoing it so that ChatGPT is built into the content editor, and it's going to be more cohesive. ChatGPT currently in there is using 3.5 Turbo, and 3.5 Turbo came out just this, I'm not sure if it's live yet. I know via the
Yeah,
API or if it's just coming, but the character set was like 4,000 characters and it's being multiplied to 16,000 characters, if I
yes,
remember my numbers correctly. So
that's
you'll be able
right.
to do, okay, awesome. Yeah. So you'll be able to do a lot more content. So as ChatGPT is integrated and we get to 16K characters right there into the content editor, my understanding, and I haven't seen
Yes.
a beta of this in Shinewr Ranker yet because I don't think it's done, but is that search keyword thing is kind of going away and that it's just going to be
Oh,
ChatGPT writing the content. So you would just say, hey,
yes.
I want to write a product review on a heater. I don't know what you're writing product reviews on, but
Oh, that's
and then
brilliant.
it gives like a whole thing, and then from
Yes.
there it scores it, and then you can kind of mess with it, right, and delete it, or you could say, bring
Yeah.
in, okay, cool, here's a great point about this. I love that the heater is talking about this. Let's expand that point, and then the score goes up
Yes.
based on that.
Okay, because that was my biggest concern is, I'm trying to keep everything in Shinewr Ranker, but unfortunately right now, my blog posts, I don't find it's efficient. I don't know if you've heard of quick article workflow. Quick article workflow
I have
is,
heard of it.
yeah, now that gives you like about 1,000 words on any heading you give it. So like a topic, you just copy paste the topic in, and it gives you 5 different tones you can write the article, and you just
Sure.
click write article, and it literally spits out a full on content, like a long form blog post. And I'm just asking if it's possible to just look at it, and hopefully you guys could pull something off, because I know Chase said that there is going to be a tool inside Shinewr Ranker which will give you blog post articles, which will
Yeah.
be keyword rich.
Yeah, I'm not sure if that's going to be an independent tool or a tool that's tied directly into the content editor
Okay.
at this time yet, because it's not done. But you could kind of do this now, right, Jonathan? So, I mean, if I wanted to do this absolutely today, what I would do is, sorry, I've got my kids got out of school and they're all being
No
loud
worries.
out in the background. Anyways, so you could go to Chat GPT right now. So like the chat function in Shinewr Ranker, you could go to
Yes.
chat and you could say, hey, give me a blog post, right, on heaters. I don't know what heaters just came to mind. So whatever you're
Yeah.
reviewing, right, product, right, on great green headsets that Jonathan loves. I don't know, whatever, right? You give me an article
Yeah.
on it, and then you could bring that over from the chat and paste it into the content editor right now so that you can go with it as it stands right now. You're going to have to leave. I'm on a live call. Sorry.
No worries.
I wonder if he could screen share so we can see that.
Yeah, my apologies. Let me just do that. That's probably better. All right, I got the child situation sorted here. Someone got bonked on the head, my 7-year-old. And let me get this out of the way here. I got Zoom going all over the place. And okay, so let's say this is so I just typed in a keyword. This is one of the keywords that was already in there, right? So Shinewr Ranker. And we can do like you say right now, Jonathan.
Yeah.
I can type in some keywords, bring in some paragraphs. I can click on these things and it's going to do that. But let's say, give me a product, Jonathan. What are we trying to make a review of?
Okay, well, I'm talking just blog topics, not actual product reviews. Okay. Let's just use copy.ai.
Okay. Copy.ai is a website that, give me like the 1-sentence description.
It's a copywriting tool.
Okay. Blog post on website called copy.ai. It's a blog post writing tool. How many words do we want?
750.
750 words. Give it to me at 3rd grade English. You could do whatever English you want. There's also a whole Fleischmann,
or conversational or opinionated, or
yeah, absolutely. What would you like?
Conversational.
Make it conversational. Do you want it conversational between like a conversation between a couple of different people telling somebody about it, or
No,
conversational
no,
just in
I
general?
think the tone, there's an actual, when you write blog posts, you can use conversational, meaning like, I think it's less formal and it's more of a friendlier, humanistic sort of tone, I think.
Yeah, there's actually lots of right.
Yeah, professional tone. Just say it's really, that's not really an issue for me. I just want to see, you know, how many words come out here, because I've tried on this chat and it just doesn't feel the same experience as Chat GPT if I'm doing it, you know, in the Chat GPT app.
Sure. Let me hang on if I can pull up my, trying to remember which one it is. I have a list of all these things. I believe it's here. Somebody said the third grade tone surprised me, right? I've heard of different things. The third grade tone was the Alex Hormozy thing. When he writes, he says he shoots for third grade, max fifth grade. I've done some research, and they say on average sixth grade to eighth grade is where most people fall. And the reason is because you have one cross culture of different languages. So if English is a second language and you're writing in English, also you have obviously English and, you know, Australia, the UK, the USA is a little different. But then you have the rest. So here's, have you ever had to write a blog post for your website or business? So here's a, you know, a post. So now we could just go over here into the content editor. Just going to paste this in.
Yeah.
And then this is being reworked. So I don't know what the 5% is about.
That's the issue I had, because I was doing my articles in quick article workflow, and I was copy and pasted the article and put it into content editor, and the score was like 3%. And I was like, there's no way it's 3%. And I couldn't get it up. I mean, it had the scores on the far right, below that, down at the bottom, all these words, promote or products or make money online, all these little words here. If you click one of those words, it shoots it up into the top right. So if you click on one word there, you need to add these words
you can grab some more.
And then you click that and it gives you a paragraph. Now, if I had to do that, if I had to click each word and do the exact same thing you did there and repeat it for all the words that they've marked at the bottom here, is it going to write it in context, or is it just giving you like a random paragraph with that word in, and you can't actually use it and tie it up as one post?
Okay, so this was built before ChatGPT existed. So that's like the premise. So prior to ChatGPT, it's not going to be in context. It doesn't necessarily, I mean, it might be short, it will be shortly when ChatGPT integration comes, but as it stands at the moment, and Rena put some good information on percentages there, but this is still built on technology that existed prior to ChatGPT. So prior to ChatGPT, it was amazing. But as ChatGPT's come along, obviously it's just changed so fast that it's outdated. And it's that score is a bunch of math, like Rena said. So it's kind of math on the number of words, the heading, all these things that say that this is going to be an SEO friendly, SEO optimized, you know, kind of what the search engines are looking for, kind of formula is how it's getting that percentage. But they are rebuilding the whole thing. So
oh, great. No, that's all I wanted to know. Is for now, I'll just use other softwares to write blogs and wait for it to be implemented into the tool.
Yeah, and you can play with
enough to do that.
Yeah, you could do that. I don't know again on the time frame, but ChatGPT, you can go a whole lot, right? So, for example, here is, you can do even more than this is half off topic, but it's on topic. So you're talking about prompts, right? So here's some prompts. You can ask ChatGPT to analyze you could go over to your tool you're using now, write it the way you like it. Then you can put it in ChatGPT and say, hey, analyze this for me. And there's all these different things that you can customize with tone, emotion, your focus, the Fleshkincade, grade level score, your linked, and you can research these things and play with them, the grammar, the intent, the audience, the style, the domain options, and more, right? So when you basically what I'm trying to say is write the article the way you like it. in the current tool you're using, throw it in ChatGPT, have it to analyze it and it'll give you a score and it'll tell you about all those things. And then you have your formula that from then on, okay, this is a style I want, this is a tone I want, whatever, because it'll do all that for you. And then you can build that into like your prompt as you move forward. Does that make sense?
Yeah. No, it does. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So basically it's coming. It'll be better. Just hang on.
Yeah, no, sure. And the video tool isn't 100. It's not out yet. I'm just worried I missed something. You said you released it in the VIP chat or something.
Well, it's kind of like, it was like probably beta is a good word. I don't think we're at alpha. I think it's probably beta. But anyways, it was there, but it was on a server, on a staging server. And so the server just couldn't handle all the people that jumped on and used it. And it's currently being migrated to a better server, and then it'll be integrated at some point here directly into Shinewr Ranker. But I think we'll be able to use it before it's integrated into Shinewr Ranker. But yeah, it's just not, like, I wanted to show it today in class, but it's just not working. They're literally doing it right now.
No, that's fine, man. I understand.
Yeah, so it's coming. I know it doesn't always go as fast as we want. The thing is that, like, we want to go.
I'm just seeing so many guys already online. I'm seeing so many of these types of videos already popping up on my home feed. I don't know if it's part of this group, but it kind of is the style now that's trending. And guys are using, they're doing the whole scrolling thing with the 5 websites, but you can do it with anything. Yeah. I don't know what software they're using, but the one guy's actually got quite a good, he chops the screen in half, and there's kind of a lot of animation in the way he does them. But I mean, I'm excited for this tool. It's going to be great.
Yeah, it's going to be great. And you can do it now. It just takes more work than if it's automated.
Yeah, no, I'm waiting on the tool. I'm lazy.
Yeah, right. Yeah, Erica says you can do it in Canva.
I've done bulk videos in Canva.
Yeah, I haven't even done that, so
it's pretty
awesome.
Amazing. Yeah.
All right, well, yeah, there's and the sky's the limit, right? It's just going to accelerate faster. So it's coming. Give it like 60 days and we'll all be this will be like history, and we'll all be like cranking out way faster and moving on to the next new thing.
Great.
Does anybody, so I've seen Lonnie just pop out. I got Erica. Anybody else want to jump in and share what's working, what's not working?
Question. So I want to build a software I have a youth sports business. How do you go about that? Like, where, I know it's kind of an off question, but, because I know you guys are building software all the time. So I'm just like, how do you go about, where do I go?
Okay. The first part of that cut out for me. So I heard the last part of it, but what's the very first part of the question?
So I own another business. It's a youth basketball business. And I want to build a software for it where it like handles all of my registration, handles, setting up for the tryouts of this business to really just kind of get me going. Cause that's my hang up every season of this business. Like, it takes me so long to get everything in order, and I kind of pieced it together with Google Docs. I'm just like, is there a way I can just get somebody to pay them and build this thing and make it work right?
So are you asking about how to hire a developer?
Yeah, like where do you go? Like,
Upwork.
Yeah.
I tried one Upwork and they told me $20,000, and I was kind of like, no, I don't think it's that.
Yeah. You can hire an Upwork. Chase has most recently hired developers on Online Jobs PH in the Philippines. I have personally hired developers over the years from many different countries. In fact, Russia has been a really great country for developers for me historically. But most of my developers I've gotten on Upwork or on forums or from random, like in association with I know so-and-so who knows so-and-so kind of thing. But part of it is too, you've got to like do a little research. So you have to you might find somebody in upwards that says 20,000, the next person says 5,000, the next person says, like 1,000,
Right.
Kind of thing, just because.
But once you're in, they can sting you
Because
later.
I did. I mean,
well,
I'd spent like, I don't know, half a day writing this thing out with Chat GPT. Is like on point. Like I
Okay.
get, I don't know if you use this thing like that, but I was like, okay, I wanted to do this. Then I wanted to do that. And then I was like, Chat GP, do you understand? And it
spits the whole formula.
I've been refining. So I'm like, now if I hand this off to somebody, it should be pretty clear, as to what I want. So I figured that would be the best step for me to start with, so now it's just like, who do you go to?
Yeah. So Rena actually works with the devs a lot. And she said that you find a dev that can help you make web mobile app that uses sports data API, if she understands the app data requirement that you have.
So I'm gonna make it really quick, so I know everybody. I like to make sure everybody's getting their time. So basically, a person comes to my website, they fill out my form to go to try out for my basketball team. After that, then they get put into based on their age group. Then after that, I wanted to, I'm able to, when I come to tryouts, they're able to see I'm able to see everybody individually. I give them a number. And then after that, then I want to be able to have the app where I can tell a kid if they made the team, I need to see them one more time, or they didn't make the team. Boom, that's it.
There's a software called Bubble.
Yeah, I tried.
Yeah, you could use Bubble.
I must have because it didn't bubble.
There's no code developers. They no code Bubble developers. They're a lot cheaper, I think, than normal proper developers that use code. You get
Bubble
a
person.
Developers. Yeah.
Yeah, I know somebody who's really tight with in the no code space, and I don't know, they are like really tight with the Bubble developers, the people that like own Bubble. I can get you, Lonnie, hit me a message on if you want to go that route. But if you don't, they'll probably also know a really great way to go.
Work.
Yeah. Just drop me a message in like instant, like on Facebook Messenger, or send me an email or whatever, or just send me your email address here in a message on chat or whatever, and I'll connect you with those people. But yeah, other than that, like, it doesn't sound like it's terribly complicated for what you need.
No,
so it shouldn't be that bad.
I mean, it's like I want to get that part set, and then after that, then I say, okay, then there's some other things I wanted to do, but I want that to be functional, So that's I figured that's the best way to have it work out. This first, then after that, phase 2 is this, and then continue on.
Yeah. I haven't done no code stuff personally, but I know some people, like Jonathan said, and then like Rena said, you could possibly find look, it doesn't sound that complicated. I think, especially if you've got a lot of it hammered out with Chat GPT, then you're probably already in the ballpark.
Okay.
All right. Ryan, if no one's got their hand up, I can't see, but I don't want to steal the show, but I've just got one more question.
Sure. Yeah, we have time. We still have time for a bunch of.
Okay. Scrapebox, is that your side? That's where you that whole lead generation. Is that like your game? Scrapebox?
Yes.
That's your
Scrapebox
game.
I've been at since like 2011. Yes.
Yeah. Listen, I'm really, I don't have to chat about it now. I just wanted to ask if there's any chance of just finding out, firstly, what is the actual cost for this Scrapebox? I've played around to try learn. I just want to know, can I run a lead generation business with Scrapebox? Is that all I need? If I'm wanting to supply leads to companies, like a loan company, I've got a guy in Israel that wants leads, and I said I'll be able to supply him 200, 300 leads of businesses that he can call on with his service. And he's blown away and like wanting to, do this. And I'm just wanting to know, is Scrapebox the right tool? Have I spoken too soon? but I was understanding I can get any phone number, any email address, and any website in any niche.
Yeah, that's basically true. The Scrape Box is like dirt cheap for what it is. It should cost hundreds of dollars a month, really for what it is. But it's like, even if you buy every single plugin and everything they have, it's less than $300 one time, and it's a lifetime update. So like, I still getting updates from the $47 that I paid like 13 years ago, right? And so the price has barely gone up in 13 years, and they have super great support. So yeah, you can get phone numbers, emails, everything. It's kind of a loaded question, and I have like 180 YouTube videos just on that, and that's kind of scratching the surface.
Oh,
but
okay. Can I just look you up on YouTube, Ryan Borden?
It's probably under Loopline. That's the name that I use. So we're gonna jump over to James here. Let me do this while I jump over to James. I will put it in. I'll put it in chat for you.
Oh, thank you.
You bet. James, what's up?
Okay, question: is Scrapebox that different from the GSA?
Well, yes. So Scrapebox came out first, like 5, 6, 7 years later. GSA came out. GSA Scrapebox is like one piece that's focused together. It's like a suite of tools. They call it the Swiss Army knife of SEO, internet marketing sort of thing. I mean, even Fortune 500 companies use Scrapebox. As far as GSA focuses on a lot of individual tools, so they're like separated, and they sometimes go deeper in that one item. So like the Scrapebox, like literally 1,000 functions is like selling it short. GSA will have like one core function or outcome, and that tool will go really deep, and then they'll have the next tool to go deep in there. But I consider GSA and Scrapebox complementary. There is some overlap, but for the most part, like if you wanted to draw two circles, I'd say like there's like 10% complementary and like 90% on each are kind of unique. That's my 2 cents.
Thank you.
You bet. Awesome. So James did. Let's see who else has a camera on. If anybody wants to raise their hand, go for it. Otherwise, Anthony, do you have anything you want to share this week?
Hey, yeah, Brian. Sorry, let me just turn this off. I'm in the UK and it's like burning hot here.
I heard that.
Yeah,
you're like in the 30s, aren't you?
Yeah, none of the flats have like air conditioning, so it's like being in the Kalahari Desert. You know, it's unbelievable. I was trying to shoot videos last night, and I was like sweat pouring off my face because I couldn't turn the fan on. So I was like, F it.
Because the video.
Yeah, right. It's just driving me crazy. And then Rena was helping me because I posted something. I posted something in the chat about all of a sudden my views on TikTok just went off the end of the cliff, and now they just got to a point where they're just like they're not even letting me upload my videos anymore. They're just saying you've violated community rules. And so Rena said, look, you need to start doing your TikTok videos with your phone and try to, because maybe they're sensing that you're a bot or something. So I'm basically turning out videos very similar to Chase's, with like here are the 5 best websites for making money online or something like that. And for some I can't even get the videos up anymore. And she says, well, you could probably start a new account. I said, well, shit, I just got this account over 1,000 followers and you're asking me to start a new one. I feel like I'm banging my head against the wall with TikTok sometimes. It's just, it's not playing nice with me. So I don't know if anybody's experienced this in the group or is it just me? I don't know what's going on with them. It just seems like they got me in the doghouse and they won't let me out. So I don't know. Well, you have any insights or, sure, I can grab the phone and just do casual, like take a walk around the block and chat into my phone and everything, and then just add some videos to it later. I just don't know what gets them going, So it's all of a sudden, because I've gone from 300 views down to less than 20. That's even if I can get my video uploaded. So I'm just like, I just don't know what the hell's going on with the algorithm. And
Can I say something to that one?
Yeah, sure.
Go for it.
I found out you got to make like at least lately, you just have to make some videos. Just kind of don't care for your first 10 to 20 videos, because what's happening is that it's like anything else. They want to make sure you're doing it for real, like you're consistent. So just make the first, like I found it out because I was like, man, I'm only getting 3 people on my views. And that happened for like a whole week. And then all of a sudden they start like letting me out. And because I kept on making a video. A lot of videos I was doing in the beginning was the duet videos. Like I might find a Chase video, somebody video that went viral. So I'll make the duet where it shows my face in there, and I'm like kind of agreeing with what's going on in there. And I did like 20 of them in a row, and I just posted them. And then I kept doing that like every day. So at first wasn't nothing happening. But then after they realized, well, this guy must be for real, they started letting me out. Like now, all of my videos are getting 200 views. Every video, no matter what's getting at least 240, something like that. So which means they probably got some sort of algorithm on there to see, okay, once you get past this threshold, we'll do this. And so that's just my thoughts. I'm not a TikTok person by any means, but that's what I've noticed.
Yeah, I hear what you're saying. And originally when I started this account, I was promoting different affiliate marketing programs. And I was just going on and chatting about what affiliate marketing is. And I was getting like 300 or 400 views, sometimes even higher in the thousands. But since I've been following Chase's style of, using the, the top 5, then adding the B-roll of the websites in, and it's just plummeted. So I
keep doing it. Just keep doing it, because they want to see if you're gonna quit. So
I'm just curious because Rena said you got to get in there and start commenting on other people's videos and start doing follows on other people's videos. So this is all news to me because I'm a complete novice when it comes to TikTok. So I have no idea. It's like trying to learn the rules of the road without the book. So
yeah, I would keep doing it. Like I said, I know for a fact because I was getting frustrated. And I was like, man, I'm doing it. And then all of a sudden, this video got 200. Then this one got 200. I'm like, every video after that has been like that. If I post one right now, I know I'm going to get at least 2 something. So
it is disheartening because you do put a lot of work into these videos.
But also the other thing is mix it up a little bit. Like, think about this as being a real person. Like, I'm not going to be hammering everybody every single day with, here's the 5 things to do this. I'm not saying what we're doing is wrong, but I'm just saying, like, be a person. Like, like a couple of my videos is just me being me. And those got a lot more views than my 2-something videos.
I get what you're saying. And the thing is that we're following the program here with Chase, and we're trying to create videos in an automated way to save us time. We can always revert back to what you're saying, but you're having to make a shift from what we're being. I mean, I have no issues with YouTube or Facebook or Instagram. I get 300 to 400, 500 views on videos, so I'm pretty happy. It seems like it doesn't matter what I post; it's okay on those platforms. It's just TikTok is where I'm having the issues with. So I'm sorry. I feel like a broken record because I bring this up every week on this topic. Because I don't know. I just don't know what's going on sometimes. Because like you're saying, if I'm going to have to do a shift now, start doing these types of rather off the cuff type videos just to show them a real person. But that takes away from the automation process.
Well, think about this here. You got your automation going, right? Let's say you got 30 automated videos done. Okay, those are done. That's no work. That's done. Now you say, okay, well, let me put a little bit more effort and I'll make me 5 extra videos where I put me in there, So it kind of mixes it up a little bit. I ain't saying, that you have to change everything you were doing. I'm just saying maybe your particular account, that's what they're looking at. Because I think too, not all accounts are created equal. So meaning like they let this person get away with it, but they not letting me get away with it, so
yeah, I mean, I created a
you might
video.
have one of those accounts.
Yeah, I created a video was the exact duplication of a video that got 2.5 million views, and you're not getting on. It's like
they
you feel
give
like you're in
six
you
views,
feel like that line in
so-
front of the discotheque where the guy at the front door goes, "No, you can't come in," but hey, you guys can come in.
Right. Yeah, so that
I go, what?
Yeah, so it could just be the account, I don't know, but I know that since I've been being more persistent and then just kind of trying stuff, because I don't know who I am online with this yet. So
Right.
I'm just trying it out, so
I did have
that would be my suggestion.
Yeah, thanks, Ryan. I did have a question for you, Ryan, regarding what's the best way to integrate the keyword or the hashtag, the keywords within the hashtag into the headline hooks for your videos and stuff. I'm not quite, because sometimes you try to integrate the keyword into the headline. It doesn't sound that great, or it's just not that appetizing of a headline. It doesn't really hook me in. And I'm like, well, should you leave the keyword out and just keep it in the caption area? I'm not quite clear about essentially what's the best approach to the assimilating keywords into headline hooks or I know you can get them in your caption, but as far as the headline hook, what's the best approach to that?
Yeah, I mean, I focus 100% on the headline, on the title. That's where I put my focus. In fact, across platforms, I don't write hashtags. I don't write descriptions. I don't write any of it. ChatGPT does all that. I literally put all of my effort into, and sometimes even ask it to give me variations on the thing. And look, some of that is practice. So you have to kind of, the easiest way is this: steal from somebody else. This is what I do. I go through YouTube or TikTok or whatever, right? And look for the titles, look for the videos that are doing great, and look at the titles. What are the correlations? You could even take up all the titles, like 50 titles, and throw them in ChatGPT and be like, what are the correlations here? But that's what I do. And some of my best performing videos on my stuff, on Chase's channel and stuff like that, is when I looked at other people's and I used their words. And to some degree, I mean, if it's getting a lot of views, even if it doesn't have the keyword, that's okay. If you have a great title, the great video that gets a lot of views, the keyword is maybe slightly less important. But I focus everything on the title. And then I say, okay, based on this title, write me the hashtags. And so if I miss a keyword here, maybe you're going to get it on the next video. Maybe you just do one keyword per video. There's not a wrong answer as long as it works. But sometimes you can't put all the keywords in the title. That's okay. Just focus on what's going to be a good title, what's going to be good for the viewer, because it's not really about. You kind of have to think about it like this. If you roll back, okay, so today's 2023. I'm not 100% sure my years here, but if you roll back 20 years for sure, or early 2000s, but even if you go back to the 80s and 90s, whatever, right? Look at TV. You couldn't get on TV, right? If you wanted to get on TV, it's probably $1 million just to get on a commercial on TV. And if you wanted an infomercial in the middle of the night when nobody's watching, you could buy those cheaper. But then you have huge setup costs because the equipment's expensive and you got to go to a studio and you got to do it this way. And so you could be hundreds of thousands of dollars, easy to start to get a commercial, to start advertising on TV. Today, with platforms that spend, hundreds of millions of dollars on infrastructure and employees, if not billions, you can get it for free. So sometimes we have to do things that and sometimes it's easy to miss the point here, but they're giving you everything for free. And the only reason the platforms exist is to make money. They actually don't care about you or me or the viewer. If they could just make the money without it, then they would go do something else. It's just that that's a vehicle to make money. So then it becomes all about the viewer. So it's all about them. So what does the viewer really want? Well, do I want to read a title? What's going to hook me? Is it a title that's full of keywords? Or is it a title that really makes sense? Here's a great way to make money utilizing heaters and Amazon leads and all this sort of stuff. Kind of a boring title. The smartest path to earning $3,000 a day legitimately with no work or little work, right? So that's a better title. So, and that's just kind of off the cuff, whatever. The point being is I write the title for the user. I write the title for what they're going to want to read. Yes, there's some search optimization where you want to get a keyword because you want it to show up on search. But a lot of your videos, like For You page is where people watch stuff on TikTok. On YouTube, a lot of this stuff not as much comes from search. Now it comes from, shorts wise, it comes from their recommending. And then also it comes from, sometimes that kicks over into Google. And so then you can get some bump, but otherwise it's coming from, a lot of recommended things. A lot of people are watching based on recommended videos, just like on Netflix, it's up next. We finish something, up next is, and it already wants you to keep watching. And so, they're very good at knowing what your content is about. They know your keywords. I actually, if I had to pick, I would put more effort in saying my keyword in the video than I would in putting it in the title. I'm worrying about it because they transcribe everything, right? They know exactly every word you say. And I very heavily integrate my keywords into my content when I'm running along. It's like a subconscious routine. And then I write the title for the viewer. And the same thing on YouTube, if I'm building a thumbnail, it's all about the viewer. And if you study like Mr. Beast or anybody, it's all about like Mr. Beast spends like $100,000 on the thumbnail and the title, and then he makes the video. And so I actually start with the title when I build my videos. I start with the title, then I build my subpoints if I'm building a long video or, a short video. And from there, then the rest is superfluous. Like the description, no one cares. I mean, maybe it gets read, and what you say is important, obviously the keywords, but I don't know if that answers the question, but it's more about what's going to hook the viewer.
So would you say is YouTube your go-to place to get to find the best headlines?
If I'm going to do long form content, YouTube is king because they're kind of like the long form content king. TikTok is becoming longer and that sort of stuff. I find that TikTok is sporadic with titles, and they don't, because they kind of like put the titles and the hashtag and the description kind of like all together. And then Facebook and Instagram also is kind of there. So if I was focusing on a specific platform, I might use that platform, but probably YouTube. Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Luke's got his hand up. What's up, Luke? Can't hear you. There we go. Yep. Sure. Sure. So, yeah, it makes sense. And I mean, you think you're on point. The tool, right now, the tool's coming. You need 11 labs, and that sort of thing. But I can tell you about Chase. So, having known Chase for years and worked with him off and on for years, is that Chase is very good at paying attention to the market, paying attention to what's working, and changing, pivoting, and implementing all extremely fast. Chase will, and this isn't a bad thing. This is just, and I even laugh. So like my other friends and business partners that I've worked with for years, they'll call me up. We'll talk about something. They'll tell me what's going on. Like I got a guy right now I'm going to do some stuff with. And, he's been a few months with it, developing it, and they've kind of beta tested it and that sort of stuff. And then they're going to launch it. Chase will call me and he's like, hey, what do you think about this? All right, cool. So we'll talk about it, and I like to take a walk when I talk. So I'll go walk and talk. And so by the time I'm done, I have a clarity with it. And he has a clarity. He's like, cool. Cause I already sent out an email to 200,000 people and said that it's going to be live. And like 24 hours later, he's like, how are we doing on that? Like, is it done yet? Kind of thing. So that's how fast Chase operates. 10 days is like a long time for Chase. And he'll tell you that, which is a fantastic thing because I'm a much longer, like a year for me is a kind of a short time period. And so the great thing about Chase is that whatever's going to work, he's going to stay on top of it. And that's going to always come to Shinewr Ranker. He's always going to be bringing the latest thing. As of today, the latest thing is the tool with 11 labs and that sort of stuff. If you don't have an account all squared away, I wouldn't stress too much about the CRM and stuff, because it's something to work on, right? And it's important to capture leads, don't get me wrong, but like I have some channels that I'm growing right now, and I'm not even, until they have 1,000 subscribers, I don't even start putting in their like websites to go to enter the email address. I'm not saying you can't or you shouldn't. I'm saying that you can't give somebody I watched a video even from Alex Hormozi today, and he's like, you can't ask somebody to take 2 calls to action right now. He's like, I don't put subscribe to my video or whatever. He's like, give him 1 call to action, or give him 1 now, like at the beginning, and give him 1 at the end. And you'll see that in Chase's video too. He doesn't go do 83 things, because if you chase 2 rabbits, they both get away. And give him 1 call to action. So my own personal way that I do things is, until a channel has 1,000 subscribers, my call to action is just subscribe, follow me, make a comment, whatever, engage with me. That's all I want. So like, I'm not even asking to go to the CRM, if that makes sense. Awesome. Great. For sure. Yeah. Then, yeah, you bet. I think you're on point. Just get, your pieces together. I think you already have it. I don't like, I think you already have it. I'm not sure if you were just wanting some confirmation or not, but keep going. I would say, Luke, keep going with what you're doing. You're doing good. You already got over 2,000 subscribers. You know what you're doing. You're on point. So I would, yeah, for sure. Keep going, man. I look forward to hearing the success stories soon. James, did you have another question?
Yeah, well, I just wanted to mention, it was Chase that was having a problem with System.io. He was so committed to the ConvertKit, and he couldn't figure out System.io. It wasn't you, it was Chase, when he was talking about it was frustrating. I understand. So anyway,
yeah,
that's all
look,
I'm saying.
Yeah, I became a certified Infusionsoft. Spent a week there training with them, Infusionsoft back years ago, which is Keep now. I've used the Karcher and Aweber and MailChimp and all of the CRMs at one time or another. You run into something like, I built an entire product line, side company and everything on a CRM. And then they came to me and said, you're not allowed to sell this. That's against our terms. I was like, what are you talking about? So there's always stuff to run into with CRMs, and they're all different. So system has its challenges too. But stick with it. You'll get it. Luke,
right.
Sorry, somebody said something there. Otherwise,
No,
Lyle.
me.
Is it
Carry
Lyle?
on.
Yeah, it's Lyle.
Awesome, Lyle.
Right.
What's up? What's good for you? What's bad? What's the challenges? What's up?
Hi from Smoking Hot, Texas. Just a quick question. What's your thoughts on influencer marketing? So I had somebody reach out to me on Instagram stating that if I paid them, they'd share my post or my reels on their platform. So that's the first one. And then also, I'm testing out solo ads to grow my list. What's your thoughts on that?
Look, I mean, advertising can be fantastic. Just like Luke was saying, he knows a guy that's done fantastic on Facebook ads, and they're, he said 8 figures, which, what is that, like 10 million plus. So if you're spending tens of millions of dollars on a platform, then it works, right? So ads work. I mean, look at any big company. That's how they build their stuff. Whether or not it's going to work for you, there's a strategy to it.
Yeah.
And so some of that's trial and error, some of that's doing the research and testing and seeing what works for your channel and your niche and what you're doing. And like if this person's going to put their, your videos on their channel and that sort of stuff, or whatever the deal was there, promotion is promotion. It's all about eyeballs. So it can definitely work, and it can dramatically accelerate your stuff. It's kind of all about time or money. I mean, if you have more money and less time, then you can accelerate that way. If you have more time and less money, then you can accelerate that way. If you happen to have a lot of time and money, then you can really accelerate.
There we go.
So does that answer the question? I mean,
yeah,
I think ads are great.
Does. So I think I'm going to play around with it. I've got some extra cash that I can just throw a couple of bucks to it just to see if it works. And if it doesn't, hey, I learned something, right?
Absolutely. And if it does, come tell us what works. And if it doesn't, come tell us what didn't work so that we can all learn.
Will do. Thank you.
Absolutely. Yeah, Jay says test. Thanks, Lyle. Absolutely. Erica's got to go. Yeah, we're getting close here. Does anybody else want to raise their hand? If not, I'll call on another person or two, and then we'll wrap it up here as we all wait in anticipation for the Shinewr Ranker stuff.
Ryan.
Awesome.
Sorry, I can't put my hand up. I still can't find that bloody button. Sorry.
Good.
So I feel like I'm the guy that's just interrupting and coming in. If there's anyone else, I'll keep quiet and just ask my question later. Or if I can go and quickly ask. Ryan?
Sure, fire away. I don't have any hands up. Fire away, ask the question, and I'll call on maybe.
Just my last question, and I know it's because you're the Scrapebox king. With regards to if I've got a software that I'm wanting to sell, just your advice, Scrapebox would be the tool. Let's say I can only sell the product in Canada and US. Okay. I'm in South Africa. Will Scrapebox help me with regards to, let's say I want to run an email campaign to, let's say 200 or 300,000 people in America and Canada? Will Scrapebox help me get those 200,000 leads? Or I saw that you guys do have some sort of, you pay, I don't know what the price is, $300 or something, and you get like 1 million contacts already given to you. Is that from you, that you give us those leads for a price?
Yes. So to answer the first question about Scrapebox and then the contact forms, yes, but bear in mind that when you're scraping data, this is publicly available data on the internet, which is generally business email addresses, right? So you're B2B. If you're trying to sell B2C, that sort of data typically isn't available. You have to go to a data house to get that. But if you're selling B2B or B2B, then yeah, you could. Countries are relevant. You would just need to pull up websites. So like whether you're getting it from Yellow Pages for Canada and the US, which you could do with Scrapebox with the Yellow Pages plugin, or whether you're getting it from, just a big list of companies that are in the US, or like if you have specific, I don't know if it's a niche based thing, you put in your niche keywords in your location, or you can use postcodes or, city state kind of thing, and you can scrape for all that. And then you can get the emails from it. So yes, Scrapebox could help with that. As far as the contact form goes, those are lists that I build. They're for sale in the marketplace. Maybe Rena can drop the link in there.
Yes,
and they're updated monthly. But yeah, those are just, you get like 1 million from the USA and then like 1 million that are not from the USA, just because that's what people seem to want. The easiest way to aggregate it anyways. But those are for like contact forms. If you're going to do contact form marketing, which is kind of there's stuff on that in the checklist, like how to do all of that. But yes, those are stuff that I aggregate together and sell through the marketplace with Chase. Did that answer the question?
Yeah, kind of like I just need to obviously then look at the marketplace, purchase a list, and then I can run a promotion on the specific software that I want to sell, because I've kind of been employed by the company in the US to market the software. And just to give you just a quick one is, when you type in Google plumbers in America, and a little search box drops down from the actual main search, when you type in the keyword plumbers, then there's 3 or 4 companies that actually drop down on that menu. On the Google search menu, there's like 3 suggestions. Now, this software, you actually purchase the keywords, and they're your keywords forever. and while you're paying. So 3 keywords is $700, but those 3 keywords are then yours, and you will guarantee yourself to be number 1, number 2 on that drop down menu.
Oh, nice.
So
Yeah,
it's
that's
very
interesting.
unique, and I want to attack. I want to just, lay a blanket over, doing my pitch
Sure.
on either email or on contact forms, like you said. And I just wanted to know, what's the best tool to use for that? Scrapebox. Would you suggest I start with Scrapebox? Learn Scrapebox?
Yeah, if you're gonna do scraping the emails is best with Scrapebox. Sending the contact forms is going to be better with GSA website contact.
Okay.
But then you have to scraping the email addresses is one thing. Sending the emails obviously is a completely different animal.
Yeah, I'm with GetResponse for now.
Okay. Cool.
But yeah, I might have to change if I'm doing big volume.
Yeah, I mean, that'll be probably, if I was going to pick a challenge for you, that'll be like the biggest challenge. It'll be like getting those emails delivered. That'll be bigger. Contact forms is a lower hanging fruit kind of thing. It's easier because you don't have to worry about deliverability and dealing with all that sort of stuff and getting approved to send the emails and not yada yada yada. But anyways,
so GSA is the one to get then.
GSA website contact is the best one to use if you're going to do the contact forms. If you want to scrape emails, Scrapebox is good. I mean, I think that there's a place for both. Definitely you can do both. I mean, I've done bulk cold email and obviously sending, hundreds of millions of contact forms too. So I think they both work. I don't think there's a wrong answer there. It kind of depends on where you want to
go. Are the way to start. Maybe if I'm on a very tight budget, I just want to make like 5 sales.
For sure.
Maybe just use GSA for now. Get that into the use contact forms, get 5 or 6 sales, and then I can start operating, other tools.
Yeah. I'd say they're the lower hanging fruit of the two.
Okay. Thanks.
Less expensive, easier, everything. You bet. Charles, did you have anything you want to share today? If not, it's all good. No? Okay.
No, it's all good. Thanks. I'm just absorbing and listening. Sounds good.
Fair enough. That's a good thing. Jamil, you don't have your camera on. If you want to say anything, Jamil, pop your camera on, and I'm happy to, or not, you're welcome to come on and share. And let me go back here. Zoom has so many windows open. See if anybody has their hand raised. No, nobody has their hand raised. All right. So we're getting pretty close to the time. And then I think I don't know if you're on here. I didn't see. I know you were going to jump on here. If you have anything to say, definitely come on here and just interrupt me. Otherwise, does L or anybody else have anything that they want to say? Anything that's working, anything that's not working, any kind of holdups, your big challenge, something you discovered this week that just kind of helped you out?
Hi, Ryan. I'm here.
Hey.
Hey, I'm sorry, it's a little late. I don't really have anything particular to say. I was just listening to everybody share. Right now, I'm kind of with Lonnie and I'm building the software, so I was going to touch base with him. But yeah, I'm here if anybody needs me.
Awesome. Well, today's been kind of a great day. I picked up a few things along the way, and I like to see the energy of everybody moving forward and doing things and going different directions, and stick with it. And I would just say, so just a quick share for me here. It doesn't look like anybody else has anything to say. How do you raise your hand? Friend, sorry, you don't have to raise your hand, just talk. You can raise your hand with so at the bottom, let me just say this. There's a reaction thing. It's kind of like, this is on my Zoom. I don't know if your Zoom looks different. There's like a little smiley face with like a plus in the side of his head, part of his head shaved out. It says reactions, and you can click that. And there's like a little arrow, recognize hand gestures, and you can like raise your hand. Yeah, like Charles is clapping. Exactly. You got it. So Fran, if you have something to say, just jump on, unmute yourself and talk.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, yay. I'm just very confused about Scrapebox now. I thought that Scrapebox, it got the emails and then it also sent to the contact forms, I thought. And now it sounds like you use 2 different softwares.
I do. So I'm trying to think how to say this without like making it confusing. I'm an optimist. I like to optimize. And I also think, so I do things in scale. That's been my background for the past, since 2011. 2010 has been automation, right? So Scrapebox is an automation tool. GSA is an automation tool. AI is kind of an automation. It's basically automation, right? Because it's artificial. So it's something that utilizing non-human time to accomplish something at a greater volume. But I tend to work in like massive volume. So somebody will come to me and be like, like Jonathan wants to send like, 300,000 or 1 million. And I'm like, okay, how about 100 million? Right. So that's like my brain starts at like 100 million. So when I say something at that, what I do maybe isn't necessarily the best thing for you. What I do is I use two different tools. And the reason why is Scrapebox does send contact forms, but Scrapebox is like 10,000 tools in one, basically. And what it really does well for that purpose is scraping. So scraping websites or scraping emails or phone numbers or URLs and data manipulation and like 1,000 other things. The contact forms, it only works on two platforms out of the box because it's like 0.00001% of what Scrapebox does. So they built the tool and they said, hey, here's how you can train it if you want to train a bunch of contact forms. That's fine and that's great. And I have trained lots of things. But if you go over here to GSA website contact, it's like $125 round numbers or whatever it is thereabouts. Haven't even looked recently. They have trained all of this huge list of platforms and it already just works. So for me, it's not worth it to take my time, even though Scrapebox is powerful and capable, to train it into Scrapebox so that it has a broader. I'd rather just throw some dollars at it and steal GSA's time, and then be able to do it. And so and GSA really focuses in like that one tool just does contact forms. That's its whole outcome. And so it really has everything geared right around it and makes it a little easier with a few extra features. And it does it really well because it's trained on all these different types of contact forms. You have to train for that form. So it has to know how to submit that form. And that might change in a few years with AI being able to adapt better. But right now it has to it's a matching game. So it says, I know how to submit to this form. I don't know how to submit to this form. And if it doesn't know, it can't submit. So Scrapebox, you have to like train it on the contact form side. Just say you don't. So I just pay the dollars and I use both tools. Does that make sense?
Well, it sort of
No,
does.
it doesn't make sense. Okay. It lets me scale to huge numbers faster.
Let me ask you where I'm confused now, because now it sounds like you use Scrapebox to get the emails, and then do you have to send them then to GSA? And then they
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was done. I don't even know what I'm saying.
No, you're good. So it's two things, emails and contact forms. So like Jonathan was talking about sending emails and sending contact forms. If I want to send contact forms, I can get a list of, so I can go scrape for, hundreds of millions of domains and get those from Scrapebox, or maybe say I wanted to get all the plumbers in Georgia. I don't know. Right. So I could get all those contact forms and I could put them in GSA. I could also use Scrapebox to get emails or phone numbers from the plumbers, but sending an email and submitting a contact form are two completely like diametric opposite things. Sending an email happens like in an email client. Think like if you go to Gmail and send an email that way versus going to a contact form, you go to Shinewr Ranker, somewhere on Shinewr Ranker's website, there's a contact us button and you put in your name and your email and your message and that sort of stuff and hit submit. So they're very different approaches. Kind of think of them different silos or different channels, kind of thing. So I use Scrapebox to get those list of URLs, and then I can put them into website contact, or I can use Scrapebox to get emails. And then like Jonathan was saying, take those emails to go to Get Response or wherever and send those emails. Does that add any clarity?
I'm a little further along.
Okay. Okay.
Put it that way. I think it's going to take some time. I'm new to all this.
Ryan, would you be open to doing the sending out? If I is there a fee that you would charge me if I had to just use you as a service to send out one campaign to a list?
Yes, no, and yes. So at the moment, I used to do that. I used to have clients and that sort of stuff. I don't have time for it right now because I got a million other things going on, but I know a guy who I've helped support and help learn. And we've had a lot of calls and dialed in a lot of things, and he can do it. I can connect you if you want.
Oh, please. Thank you.
Yeah. How should I connect with you, Jonathan? You on Discord or are you on the Messenger?
I'm on Discord, but Discord, I'm very useless. I don't know. It's like complicated. I don't know. Can I just drop you a email? I mean, or a messenger, Facebook Messenger, or WhatsApp, or anything?
Yeah, I just put my email address. I spelled it wrong in the message to you, but anything is fine.
Yeah, I can do it on Discord. I mean, I just have to click your name and then inbox you.
Yeah, do that. Send me an email. Do it on Messenger. It doesn't matter. I'll connect you. He's a great
Okay.
guy and he's super smart.
Oh, one time. Okay, great. I got your email here. Thank you so much.
Yeah, you bet.
Awesome.
Somebody, Jamil was saying, oh yeah, X-Rumor. Yeah, that's a beast. That's a whole different ballgame. I'm not even gonna go there.
Let me get this straight with that. Was it GSA? So it's we will use that to go and send messages to those forms on the website. Long as it has a form on there, it will go to them. Correct?
Correct.
Okay, so that generic form that some sites have, correct? Because it wouldn't go to like a website that has let's say a Weber form or a get response form, because it wouldn't be able to read that, correct?
Well, I haven't tested to see if it can or can't read it, but yeah, I mean, if it can read it, then it will. But if it can't, then it won't.
You can't just send out mass emails with get response because they say it has to be an opt-in form. You can't just load up emails on get response. I've tried and they've said, hey, you can't do that.
Unless you build a bot and the bot sends that email on behalf of you. I've tried that, just so you know. I built a little bot that did that actually on the was that System IO. I did that to that, so that actually worked. But that's another story. But I was just trying to figure out, okay, so I can use GSA to gather all of the scrape. So I got to use Scrapebox to scrape it, and then GSA to do the sending out. Is that how that works?
Let me share my screen and let me just show you, because this will probably help. But yes, so here, this is the checklist. So this is the checklist that you get as being part of Shinewr Ranker and everything. If you roll down here, I think this is linked in the members area or wherever, but if we go down here to contact forms, here are all videos that I did on contact forms, right? So this is the whole process on how you can use contact forms to do this. To answer your specific question, GSA is capable of scraping the websites as well. I use Scrapebox to answer Fran's question because Scrapebox is super fast at it. And GSA is really good at the posting side. So when I think, okay, how do I do 100 million? I think, well, I want to totally optimize and max out my posting with GSA, and I totally optimize and max out my scraping with Scrapebox, right? That's probably not your best choice. So I would say if you want to scrape other data like phone numbers and email addresses, or scrape URLs on the whole, or use Yellow Pages, or literally custom data scraping, or 100 other things, Scrapebox is great. If you just want to send contact forms, I would go to the checklist here, walk through the videos, and do 100% focus on GSA website contact, and it can scrape the URLs and it can send the URLs as well. And what am I talking about with a contact form? It is, if we go to chasereiner.com and we go to contact form, it is, if we click like contact, for example, this is a contact form. So I can go here and put Ryan Borden, Ryan at, I don't know, here it doesn't matter, right? So put in an email, whatever, at whatever.com, right? And then, hey, I hope, you're having a great day. Buy my product, right? And then here's a link. Or don't do that exactly, but you get the point. And we submit this, and what's going to happen is it's going to show up in the support email box, and Rena's going to be mad at me like, Ryan, stop it, because it'll go to her. But this shows up in everybody's email addresses, all these different businesses. It shows up in their inbox. So it's another way of indirectly sending an email, but now I don't have to worry about, I just have to go to their website and fill out the form. I don't have to worry about get response. I don't have to worry about email servers. I don't have to worry about all the different things. If I want to do, because I've done bulk cold email, and it's like it's this big giant pain. You got to set up all your SPF records, and you got to set up all this. I won't go into it. You got to set up all these details, and you got to whitelist the IP address, and you got to keep your spam levels below that. You got to do like a million things. There's 1,000 hoops. It's hard. With this, it's easy. You just like show up, submit the form, and you're done. So that's the low hanging fruit and the value. And again, this is all in the checklist. I think I was trying to answer a couple questions there. Hopefully that makes sense, because I didn't want to derail, because I know Tal had some questions here. Yeah. I mean, even if you get with this other guy, Jonathan, and have him do it, if you have the time, these are worth watching so that you understand what's going on. I like to understand what I'm doing, even if somebody else is doing it.
I'm just on such a tight budget. I just don't want it to be like $1,000 or something. I mean, I'm in the bush. I'm in South Africa. It's 18-1.
Sure. No, I get it. You can try. Well, contact forms is going to be less expensive to operate than email out the door.
I'll start with contact forms, but I want to do 10. I want to do 1 million.
Yes, no problem. You can do a million, no problem. Like I send like millions a day, every day.
What's the conversion rate on something like that?
Well,
1%.
It's subjective, but conversion, no, probably not. If you could get a click-through rate of 1% on totally cold bulk, remember the rule of 7. This is kind of still just like CRM. So when we build an email campaign out on in system or whatever you want, then trying to think here. If you build it out, you want to send it 7 times.
Here's a better question that I want to ask to that. So
sure.
Let's say I'm sending out 1 million. What's the objective? Because if you have an objective, then you know, okay, what's next? So like my objective would be, let's say use plumbers for the sake of this talk. So sure. My objective is to get them to sign up, raise their hand, basically, for my plumber's form.
Sure.
Scary Bots plumber's form. Let's just say that. So that would be my first objective, because I want to get them away from everybody else. So now my next thing would be to introduce them to my service that can help them, and then after that, it's them buying. Would that be how it would go?
It could. There's not a wrong answer. It's kind of whatever doesn't work, but it's just general marketing at that point. So yes, that's a path of a funnel. Another path. So that's kind of like the lead magnet path. Give them something free. If I'm selling SEO services, that might be a free audit, like using the Shinewr Ranker audit tool. If I'm giving them plumbers, it might be like a resource on, something they can give to their customers, or something that's really great for them. Or maybe a free blog article for their thing. Or maybe I'm selling social media marketing to the plumbers. Then we'll do 3 posts for you for free on your, or set up Facebook for you for free if you don't have it, whatever, right? So yes, you give them something free, then, they feel obligated to do something for you. And then you take them down the path of sales. You could also just go direct and be like, which I have seen work, hey, you have a problem with your website. Do you want to pay me to fix it? You don't have a Facebook account, or your Facebook account is terrible, or you're losing, creating pain, right, is the message. So it's like, did you know that you probably lost 30 customers this week because of your Facebook account? And it's going to get worse, because as AI gets better, less people are going to find you than before. So problem, agitate, solve. Give them a problem, make it worse. But the solution is I can help you on Facebook, and I can help automate your marketing with AI and bring you even more customers. Schedule a call with me right now, or go to my website and buy an introductory package for $25. I don't know, whatever. All of those things are valuable. It's whatever works. So some niches and people and markets are going to respond better to another. So it's kind of like I think Jay said earlier, test. Just like throw a bunch of mud against the wall, see what sticks, and double down on what works.
Is 1% still, is that a doable number on 1 million? 1% open rate on contact forms?
You can't track open rates with contact forms because they strip out any kind of pixels. But if you could get a 1% click through, that would be quite excellent. It's going to depend on your messaging and your pull and the market and 100 other things. Probably it'll be less than 1% click through, but don't forget, you kind of have their email already. So if you have a list of 1 million businesses, you can just like take every single day for 7 days and just send that 1 million businesses, every single day and double down on them. So because some people you're going to get today and some people are going to get tomorrow and some people are going to get next week, it takes a minute to fill the pipeline, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Would that strip away, let's say you use like Magic Click, like to kind of see if they open what you were doing? Or Click Magic, that's it, Click Magic. Because that's a URL, one of those URL things. Could you use something like that to track your open rate? Or does it strip that away?
It strips away everything. You literally get plain text.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. That sucks.
Yeah. Well, I mean, it's like, yeah, Marissa says FOMO. Yeah, it's totally like, it's all about pain because like 80% of people move away from pain. Oh, she's saying FOMO for tracking. Okay. So it does strip away everything. You get plain text, but at the same time, it does suck, but it's like super easy, inexpensive marketing. So it's kind of like, if you could send 1 million postcards for like $1, what did you expect? What do you expect in response? And that's kind of where it's at. So it does work, and it's disproportionately, the value you'll get back is probably disproportionately high for the amount of money and time that you invest for it, if you do it right, or at least you stick with it, if that makes sense.
Right.
So we got to wrap it up here. We're kind of past time, and I don't want to go too deep into this, but most of this is in the checklist. There's not really much on Scrapebox in the checklist because I just didn't, when we built the checklist, there's already like 150 videos, and we didn't want to there's a lot of tools you could bring in. So you can check out the Scrapebox. There's like 180 videos just on that. Khalid, to answer your question, then we'll wrap it up here. Where can I find the specific training where Chase demonstrated how to record 30 video intros using OBS to post front of the AI videos? I know what you're talking about. You may have to email support@chasereiner.com or support@shineranker.com to get that for sure. But if it's available anywhere, then it is in the. If it's available anywhere, then it is in the checklist. So I've got to wrap it up here. My kids are invading, and they're ready for the night here. So with that, normally I don't bring my kids in here. It's been one of those days.
Thanks,
Thank
guys.
you.
But anyways, yeah, thank you everyone for coming today, and I appreciate
Ryan.
you. And we'll see you on Tuesday.
Cheers,
Okay,
man.
thanks a lot.